sister on episode 27, 28, something like that, for Day in the Life of an Adjuster. Thanks so much. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Oh my goodness, what a weekend. We had a bunch of rain here in North Carolina. We just had some rain again today, and I celebrated my birthday. I turned 58, and it was a very nice day. I don't like birthdays though, but it was nice and casual. Just had a nice birthday dinner, actually breakfast and dinner with my family, mom and dad, sisters. It was a nice weekend get together. So hope you guys are doing wonderful. It's been a few days since I've done a live. Happened to be driving back from Goldsboro, so to Raleigh, which is about a 45 minutes to an hour's drive, and decided to do a live stream. So I hope you guys are doing good. Not a whole lot going on except for a bunch of flooded houses. Seems like, you know, the saying goes, it rains, it pours. Well, it floods. Seems like everybody's toilets are breaking, their washing machines are breaking, their dishwashers are breaking, they're leaving sinks running. So this one I just got done in Goldsboro. It's kind of a sad scenario, but it was a burglary, and the downside was it was a brand new house, and we're talking a week old from the time that the person moved in. So obviously they were targeted. There's no doubt in my mind that this was a targeted theft, because there's about 8 houses on the street, kind of a very, very rural area, and they're all under construction. They're all at the same stage of completion, except some are sold and some are not. And this guy happened to be moving in, and you know, they obviously saw the van come in with all his stuff, and when he left, they hit him. So, and here's the thing. Back window was left open. So all they had to do is and I wouldn't doubt for a moment that the punch-out crew that was responsible for, you know, going through his house, you know, when he moved in, has a little punch-out crew, doing his little touch-ups here and there, whatever. Oh, it just magically walks over to the back window, which is not a common window that you would pay attention to, and they unlocked it. So the criminals, all they had to do was go onto the back porch, bust the screen, which tiny little screen just popped it out, open the window, and get in. And they cleaned this guy out of all his appliances, and you know, they're all brand new because he just moved in. And this guy obviously had a lot of money and had a lot of new in-the-box things that all got ripped off as well. Hey, John, how's it going? Good to see you, John. I know you guys are busy out there. But yeah, so I felt bad for the guy. You know, he's got a Corvette sitting in the driveway, bunch of Bose, brand new Bose stuff, $1,500 worth of surround sound stuff stolen. Surprised they didn't grab the TV. It was about an 80-inch TV, but it was mounted, so I guess they couldn't get the thing off above the fireplace. They didn't steal that, but they stole the stove, the washer, the dryer, the fridge they did not take, which was shocking. But he had tons of stuff that he had moved in. $8,000 worth of patio furniture on the back patio. They got that. It was Amish made, so he got special ordered that stuff. They targeted him. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind this was a target. That there was construction guys probably in the next house working, watching this guy come and go, a rural area with nobody around, and the next thing you know, he disappears and they clean him out. So anyways, No damage to the house except for one little screen, and I'm looking at the window, and there's no tools that were slid up underneath the windows to unlock them, nothing. That window was open. That window was open, unlocked. And so it was done from the inside. So if I was a policeman, I would certainly be interviewing all the contractors that had any visits to the house recently, any punch-out guys, for doing their little touch-up list, any delivery people, any movers. I mean, the movers could have done it. I mean, that's how easy it is. The movers were bringing stuff in. All they do is walk over to the back window and unlock the window, and, done. So the sad part is after all the burglaries, now they may have already done this, and the reason why is because the thing happened a week ago, and I was just getting the claim. But I didn't see any fingerprint dust on the back window or on the latch on the window, which is something that was very rare. Now, the guy could have cleaned it off, after he was told, yeah, you can clean the window. Could have, but I was definitely expecting, I would more than likely see a residual fingerprint dust that, because that stuff's kind of hard to get clean off on the inside and stuff if they had dusted the inside. But that lock would have been a nice big old fingerprint. Maybe they used gloves, who knows, but that's how they got in. So those are a pretty regular thing. It seems that burglars are targeting more new homes than they are older homes. And the reason being is that with new homes, there's a lot of times part of the houses are done in the subdivision, or just done, or just people moving in, and a bunch of the subdivision is still under construction. So you got a ton of workmen coming and going, trucks coming and going. No one's really paying attention to big old cargo trucks coming in and sitting in a driveway, cleaning somebody's house out, because they could be delivering anything. So it seems like that's a big target. Plus now they get brand new appliances, never been used. They can sell them for super cheap, or a lot of times almost like new prices. And they don't have any usage, or they're not damaged, or whatever, if they're careful to remove them. So this seems to be a very high target problem that turns into an insurance claim. Now, the good thing is that insurance will cover 100% of his loss. 100%. Every single thing, including, pressure washing the house, if they have to get rid of fingerprint dust, the screen, all the appliances are stolen, all his brand new equipment, and he's got receipts for it all. Like, this was amazing, is the guy bought all this stuff brand new, and it's got the date like 2 days before it was stolen on the receipt. So you don't make that stuff up. It's all on his Amazon, and he's got obviously photos of his move-in. The builder's going to be able to confirm that there was appliances put in the house. So it's not like all of a sudden, he bought the house with no appliances. Why would there only be partial appliances left in the house? Like, why would the fridge be there and there wouldn't be a stove? So clearly, it's obviously included in the sale of the house. So not a whole lot he can not prove. And he's got a receipt to buy a new fridge. So again, or not fridge, new stove. So again, not a question of whether things got stolen. And it is what it is. Hey Jordan, how's it going? Welcome. Thanks for joining me live. It's been a few days, guys. I thought I would do a lot more lives here in the last week or so, but I did not. I celebrated my 58th birthday, so that was uneventful because that's what I wanted it to be. Just a nice casual day with family and eating out and enjoying good food. Went to Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. I don't know if you guys have ever been to that. Monster burgers, good burgers, homemade fries. Gave me a free milkshake for my birthday. So Little funky today. Got a little bit going on today. Because yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday. So, anyways, another day done, another birthday done. Thank you so much for my birthday. Yeah, good food, Jordan. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. I had their bacon, what do you call it? I don't know, 6 pieces of bacon cheeseburger extraordinaire, or something was what it was called. 6 pieces of bacon. One had jalapeno flavored bacon. Cheese and lettuce and onions and pickles and, oh my goodness, 2 patties. It was killer. It was an awesome burger, guys. If you want a great burger, you got to get the Bad Daddy's bacon cheeseburger. So that was good. I'm a burger guy, so I'm a connoisseur of burgers. Got to be gotta be a good burger in order to make me happy. So hope you guys are doing good. If you're working, if you're not, it's kind of slow this week for me. I've had maybe 10 claims this week. So here we are. What day is it today? I lost track. Friday. Oh wow, it's Friday already. So I took off yesterday, but today is 2 claims. My first claim was a roof. I got caught in the rain. So I don't mind doing inspections in the rain. Okay, so just to let you know, if it's a steady rain, put on a raincoat. You know, I'll in a low pitch roof. So this only had a 412. I'll do inspections in the rain. So the only catch you might have is that your chalk will wash off pretty fast. If I come back to Greensboro, check out Big Burger Spot and Hops Burger Bar. Okay, very cool. Definitely will check that out. Thanks, Jordan. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be back in Greensboro because you guys the roofers will start changing out some of these roofs, and then they'll start selling, the neighbors, and then we'll get some more claims open. But it just kind of stopped all of a sudden, and I'm not going to Greensboro anymore. So who knows? But yeah, it'll pick up. Anyway, so the first claim was a little bit of rain, and the downside is the insurance company is not going to replace this roof because they have a stinky policy. And I probably had almost 60 shingles on a little 1,700 square foot ranch house. Almost 60 shingles on 4 slopes. And they aren't going to buy that roof. And the shingle's probably almost 18 years old. So this insurance company is Horace Mann, meant for school teachers. So not only does the government rip off our school teachers by paying them very little, the insurance company that they give them for insurance also rips off people. So I don't like Horace Mann at all. I'm happy to do their work because it is what it is. Or zero replace policy when it comes to a wind damaged roof. Like literally, I don't think I've ever replaced a roof for wind damage. And that's because they always start out as repairable, and they use ITEL. So if you guys use ITEL has a service on their app that's repairability. And I don't agree with it. I don't agree with the fact that some guy sitting in an office is going to look at my photos and is going to make a determination of whether this shingle is repairable or not based on looking at my report. So every time, and this is why Horace Mann uses this app, is because 99% of the time it's going to come back as a repairable roof for a 3-tab shingle. Oh yeah, starting to become a trend. Oh, I don't doubt it. I've seen it. I've seen it on several carriers. And I think they're doing it because now they've got another piece of information that they can throw at the insured and say, oh, an unaffiliated company, ITEL, they're very big and powerful and good. has now determined, oh, of course, unbiased, has now determined that your roof is repairable. So then they throw that back at the insured, and the insured goes, oh, another person who's unrelated to the insurance company is now saying it's repairable. And so they just accept it. Hey, Deviate, how's it going, man? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so we're talking about ITEL reports and how crooked they are for 3-tab shingle repair, because it's a ripoff. It's like every single one that comes back, it says it's repairable, and it's a bunch of hogwash. So I'm walking on this roof, okay? This is a 40-year-old house, maybe more. She said she lived there 40 years. I'll have to look at it, but I think it was built in the 60s or 70s. Okay, so we got a really old roof. I'm practically stepping through the plywood on this roof. Okay, the sheathing is so soft, I feel like I'm going to fall through every step I take. Now I'm a heavy guy, but get it. I don't get that feeling on 90% of the roofs. So when I step on a roof like this, I know this shingle has been leaking, seeping, letting water rot that plywood for some time in the duration of the roof system that's been on that roof. So I'm going to put that in my report. I'm going to say substructure does not appear to be in good condition in order to support a new roof system being installed. And technically, the policy says that they are supposed to have a nailable surface in order to install the shingles. Well, if they don't have a nailable surface, which means an engineer could come out there and say, hey, nails aren't going to stick to this stuff, it's too soft and gushy, they are required to replace all the plywood on that roof that's soft and squishy. Okay, so I think the carriers are using ITEL in order to automatically say this is a repairable roof to get away with having to buy that shingle and buy all the plywood on that roof. In order to give that person a decent roof repair. So I hate ITEL, and I hate insurance companies that use ITEL to determine whether a 3-tab shingle is repairable or not. And I get those all the time. So to me, that's just another way that, again, I'm an independent. I'm supposed to be able to give my opinion to an insurance carrier after my inspection and say it appears the shingle is not repairable because of the condition of the shingle, the fact that thousands of tabs, I don't know, thousands, 500s of tabs were not attached, meaning the seals are broken, which means it makes it susceptible to another wind event very soon in the future. It's not repelling water because the plywood is soft. The underlayment is probably failing, meaning the black paper is probably disintegrated. And it's not a viable, nailable surface for this shingle to be put back on. And that's irregardless of whether it's a repair or a replace. I don't have a good nailable surface in order to install those repairable shingles, 60 or 50 repairable shingles. So I think it's an automatic buy. But because this carrier uses ITEL and says, oh, this is repairable, they're going to ignore my report that comes in and says, you know, that I think it should be replaced. And I can't write a replacement estimate if ITEL has already deemed it repairable. So that's the dilemma. It's like they're using ITEL to stop us as independents from writing an honest estimate, which we believe is the right thing to do. So while I had the roofer there, which is really good, I want you guys to pay attention to this. Having a roofer there is actually a really good plan for the insured as well as for us as independents. So I explained this to the roofer, and I said, they're going to deny this claim for repairability. You know, and they're going to say it's repairable because they use ITEL. And I was telling them all this. I just said, I don't agree with it. So it wasn't until after I told him I said, I don't agree with what ITEL is going to come back with. I said, ITEL is going to come back with a repairability on this, even though we have about 60 shingles on this roof that need to be replaced. And he said, well, why is that? And so we had that whole conversation, and he goes, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I'm going to put it in my report that I believe the roof needs to be replaced, but that ITEL as a third party came back and said it's repairable. I'm going to say I don't agree, and I'm going to put all my reasons why I don't agree. Now, does that mean I can write a replacement estimate? The answer is no. I still got to write what that stupid ITEL is saying, and that's going to be my estimate, but I'm hoping that the desk adjuster will try to run this up the chain possibly, and their manager will overrule. But I was telling the roofer for this reason, is that I want the roofer to argue. I told him, I said, you need to argue with this. When it comes back as repairable, I want you to argue, and I want you to ask for a manager, and I want you to fight this. And then when you see my report, you'll have some evidence that you'll be able to use, and that is the repairability factor due to the can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hear me? You still there, everybody? It stopped. It said I lost connection, and I'm driving down the highway. How do you lose connection? All right, so got me. I don't know how much you guys lost, but hey, Albert, welcome. Thanks for responding. Yeah, cutting out a bit. Hey, I didn't do it. I'm driving down the highway. Interstate. 5 bars. 5G plus. I don't know. Who knows? But it just came up all of a sudden and said, not connected. I'm like, whatever. Stupid internet. Anyway, so going back to that is that I'm going to give the roofer enough information in my report to be able to fight with the insurance company to try and get this paid. And that's going to be the nailable surface dilemma, that irregardless of whether I'm repairing this or buying the whole roof, there is not a repairable surface on a 40-year-old plywood that is soft and gushy and about to fall through when I step on it. So I was telling the roofer, I said, I think if you argue that point, you can get this roof bought. And that's just because that's the right thing to do. When I get on a roof and I feel like it, in my opinion, I would write a replacement roof. Oh, jumping towers, yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's one there and there's one there, so who knows. So yeah, if I get on a roof and I feel like personally doing the right thing as an adjuster, I would write to replace that roof. Yet the carrier through this ITEL repairability report, is stopping me from writing a full replacement, then I'm going to give the roofer as much information as I can in my report to be able to argue this with the insured. And that's just because it's the right thing to do. Now, some of you guys will say, you're going over the top, you're pushing your ego, your plan, whatever. But guys, the whole point we are independent adjusters for is that we are not here to help the insurance company get their agenda through, meaning ripping off people if they can get away with it. We're not here for that. And we're not here for the public adjuster or the contractor who is trying to rip off the insurance adjuster or the insurance company by writing exorbitant or ridiculous estimates. We are called to do the right thing, which is right down the middle. Right down the middle. And that is saying, hey, I know enough about this policy that there's supposed to be a nailable surface in order to put on shingles. And if I don't have it, then I'm going to, in my report, I don't have it. Okay? And that roofer should be able to, even when he's doing his repair, let's say he's doing a repair. Well, actually on this one, we had about 20 shingles in one section pull off. So he actually had a tarp on the roof in that area too, which was good. And what he could do is easily take a picture of that plywood with him stepping on it with a level across two of the floor or the ceiling joists and showing that it's got a massive amount of flex. So that would be a great thing to do as a roofer if you had exposed plywood, to be able to show there isn't a nailable surface on this and it needs to be replaced. But if you've got it already written from the adjuster, who's also saying there's no nailable surface on this as well, then he's got a good chance of getting that built or bought. So I just think we're there to help the people do what is right. And the problem is, you know, this roof is really worn out and really needs to be replaced, but the carrier is going to hold us back with the ITEL garbage. Hey, Steven, welcome. Thank you. All right, you guys now have to be officially calling me old because I'm 58. I had a birthday yesterday, so now I'm officially an old man. All right, so anybody who thinks I'm an old man, put a 1 in the chat. Everybody who thinks I'm not an old man, put a 2 in the chat. And I won't listen to anybody who says I'm a 2. It's interesting. I think it's all about Steven. Yeah, I'm an old man. Yeah, so I've been doing great. So the whole thing I believe about age, thanks Albert, the whole thing I think about with age is that you are how you feel. Okay, so if you guys are feeling sluggish, you're feeling tired in the evenings, you're gonna feel blah, okay? You're gonna feel like you're worn out, you just don't have the energy. Well, it's time to figure out why, okay? Because at 40 something years old, you guys should not, or less, you guys should not be feeling a lack of energy, okay? That doesn't happen. My parents are 80 and 81, okay? And my dad get tired, okay? So as an 81-year-old guy, he has an excuse to be tired. Is what it says. We old with a lot of life ahead. You're right. Well, here's the thing. I want to be living a life that is of good and energy and excitement, even when I'm 70 years of age. Mineral, absolutely. Mineral, vitamins. Guys, we don't absorb stuff as well as we used to when we were young. And so we've got to start eating better. We got to take vitamin supplements, probiotics. We got to get our gut healthy. We've got to be taking, and now it's not antibiotics, guys, it's probiotics. That's the good stuff. And we also have to be make sure we're getting our there's tons of those. And our peptides also change. So guys, I know a whole bunch of stuff about this. So if you ever want to be bored and have somebody put you to sleep, I can bore you. But that's how you keep yourself healthy, is you get your blood tested, you find out what you're deficient in, and then you start supplementing yourself with those things that are missing in your diet. And there are lots and lots of things. I mean, peptides, there's hundreds, if not thousands of peptides, guys, in our bodies that are very beneficial to how we operate. You're right. Collagen, peptides, zinc, and D3 daily, absolutely. I got like 14 vitamins I take. I got 7 or 8 peptides I take. I've got hormones that I take. Guys, it's amazing. I'm running like a rocket ship. All right, so I'm going to put a plug in. Okay, guys, here's a big one. Plug in, starting a new channel. I know you guys have heard that I've been talking with a new girlfriend, okay, new friend. Well, she's a new friend. I don't know if she's a girlfriend yet. Okay, so I started a new channel. I don't have anything posted yet, okay, so you guys are going to have to pay attention to this. Maybe you'll follow along with me, okay? The channel address on YouTube is Journey to Find Love. Okay, I know you guys are laughing. Okay, I get it. Hey, laugh at me, I don't care. I'm going to make this into the most amazing YouTube channel, and it's all going to be about, I mean, half of us in the world are divorced or broke up or single or whatever, and we're looking for love. And we're looking for real love. We're not looking for, one night stand. Well, maybe some of you are, but all of us would love to have genuine love in our life. And I don't care who it is, whether it's somebody you want to marry or somebody you just want to spend time with, whether it's your family, brothers, sisters, uncle, whatever. You want to find love. You want to find people around you that love you and that are genuinely good to you. So it's a journey, guys. It's a journey in our lives to put aside the people that don't love us, who are bad influences on our lives, and find people who uplift us, make us better, make us happier, and give us love. Okay? And maybe the love is the last thing that you'll find. But I can guarantee that one of the most important things in your life, guys, and listen carefully, is surrounding yourself with positive people. Positive energy, positive people, good people, and people that you want to grow up and be like. So think about, for instance, every one of us has those people that are just dicks, just jerks. And whether they're coworkers, whether they're not coworkers, whether they're people we run into all the time. Could be at a bagel shop. You just run into this guy that's a total jerk all the time. A coffee shop, whatever. Okay, so they're a bad influence on us, okay? They put us in this mood that is not healthy, okay? It's not good. It affects us sometimes, because it's a negative energy that you're sitting there going, that person's a jerk, or that guy cuts us off, or whatever, it can put us into a bad place. So my goal and my thoughts are that we should always surround ourselves with good people, positive people, people that make us better, people that make us happier, and put aside those people that are draining us or making us have bad thoughts. Maybe it's guys you go out and drink with, and you just got one guy that's in the group that's just a jerk. Well, talk to the other guys and figure out a way. Maybe you get together and go somewhere else to not include that guy, because those negative things are infesting. They come into your life. So that goes along with food. Put in the bad stuff, you're going to start feeling like crap. And so you've got to get rid of the bad food, eat more of the good food, you'll feel better. Okay, so this channel, Journey to Find Love, is going to be on YouTube. I'm going to start posting. So I talked with this girl that I'm just starting to chat with, and guys, she's from China. I found her on a Chinese dating app, okay? And we've been chatting for about a week and a half, and no, she's not a scammer, because I've already met her, and the Chinese dating app is actually, they vet them, and they make them give their passport and all this other stuff before they can even be on the site. So pretty cool. But anyways, and I've also FaceTimed her and whatever. But I was talking to her, and I was saying, I think it would be interesting and helpful to design a YouTube channel where people could maybe interact with or be around positive people that are looking for love or looking for a relationship, and to stay away from the negativism of the world. And there's so much of that, guys. Dating apps and going to the bars and having all these negative people, and they just ruin your thoughts of ever finding love. So I thought, and so I asked her, I said, how would you like if we started this YouTube channel and just started documenting getting to know someone from a different country? She's had a bad life, had 2 bad relationships, and they were with Chinese men. She's kind of fed up with the people in her country, and has decided I was going to be the first one that she was going to reach out to that was an American. Now, sure, maybe she wants to, use me and get American citizenship. Well, she's already got it. She could come any day of her life if she wanted to. So she's not waiting for me. And here's the thing. I've not made any promise that I'm going to marry her, so she's obviously not going to get citizenship until I marry her. So I think it's a great venture to reach out to somebody from another country and just see if it'll work out. So I'm starting this YouTube channel, and the goal is, hey, doesn't work out with her, well, then I'm still on my journey to find love. Whether it's anybody else I run into, another person from another country, doesn't matter. But I think it would be fun because it's all about surrounding yourself with people that are positive. And so what I really like about this girl is she doesn't care what her friends think, okay? And the reason being is she's 33. I'm 58, she's 33. And I asked her specifically, and I said, do you have any problem with, dating somebody who's older? And she goes, why? Like, we're hitting it off. We're doing great. And we're enjoying conversations. We're doing this, we're doing that. And she's like, why would I care how old you are? If we get along, then isn't that all that matters? And I thought that was so mature. Again, she doesn't care about her friends. Like, I asked her about her friends, and she goes, I don't really consult my friends about my life. We hang out, we do things together, but I don't ask them personal details or ask their approval of somebody I date or somebody I talk to. My own happiness is my own happiness. I'm like, I just found somebody that is exactly who I am. It's like, why would I let somebody else dictate my happiness if I find this person is a good person and they're uplifting to me, they bring me joy? I don't know what's going to happen in the future with her, but it doesn't matter. It's the journey to find love is, I think, a goal for a lot of people. Hey, whether you're even married, you're still in your marriage, you still want to keep the love alive that's in your marriage. You don't want that to end, so you're still on the journey to keep love alive. So I think the channel will be, pretty cool in the fact that it can relate to a lot of people, but the focus will be keeping yourself surrounded with positive people. People that are uplifting to you, people that are good to you, people that are beneficial to your heart, your soul, your body, your mind, everything. And here's the thing, you've got to do this in your work, you've got to do this in your free time, you've got to do this every day of your life to find yourself positive people to hang around with. Say you have financial problems. Well, are you going to want to hang out with a bunch of broke people? You think that's going to uplift you to be better as a person? Or do you want to surround yourself with millionaires or with entrepreneurs or people that have their own business or people that have been successful? I would rather surround myself with those people because they can be an uplifting help to me. They can be wisdom in my ears instead of listening to somebody who says, oh yeah, I'm broke, I hate my job, I have 9 to 5, yeah, I live paycheck to paycheck, yep, gonna die broke, I'm sure, yep, this is the life I live, credit card debt to the max, man, life's terrible. Why would I hang out with people like that? That's depressing to me. So I want to surround myself with people who have enthusiasm, excitement, and want to be better in life. So just my thoughts, spewing it out today on the day in the life of the adjuster. I got to run, guys, just got home. So you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being my loyal fans. Thanks for putting up with me. I got lots to ramble on about, but yeah, check out the YouTube channel. Subscribe and put on the notifications on both channels so that when new content comes up, you'll be first to be notified. Oops, watch out, squirrel. Almost ran over a squirrel, but he lived. All right, guys. Daniel Adjuster, making you the best adjuster. Have a great day, guys. Be good.